Hey USPHL fans, Dan K alongside Lucas Jones here on our way home from another successful Dan K show on the road. This time we went to beautiful New Hampshire.
That's right, we took in the New Hampshire Junior Monarchs home opener, and it was a game for the ages. And now it's time for the Dan K show.
Weeks back, Islanders Hockey Club, NCDC, having a home opener, all of this kind of stuff going on, a lot of bells and whistles, tough game, tough opponent came into town.
Yeah.
How do you use that to your advantage today, taking on this New Hampshire Junior Monarchs team?
Yeah, it's a great question. I told my team today to just come out here and, we're going to have to weather the storm the first 5-10 minutes. I expect them to play with a lot of, just hyper energy, based upon the fact that it's their home opener. And we got to come out here and just, match that intensity and settle into our, into our own style of, of game that we want to play. So, yeah, we're excited, and it should be, an electric atmosphere here. It's one of the, nice, new additions to USPHL. They've been around for a long time. It's a first-class organization, and we're just super excited to be a part of their home opener.
Now, what's the game plan? You got an undefeated team here. Undefeated team. You just came back from the Midwest. Maybe some tired skates. What's the game plan here to take this team?
No, you know what? They took it to us pretty good in our home opener. They beat us 6-1 first game of the season, and we gave up 3, special team power play goals in the second period, and our wheels kind of fell off pretty quickly there. So, this entire week we've been preparing to come in here and just, continue to where we kind of left off in Chicago. I thought the Chicago trip, was a good trip for our team to, get on the road and, spend some time together as a team and, really, form those bonds and come together. Obviously we're super excited about getting the 4 wins while we're out there, and we got to keep this momentum going into tonight's hockey game, and we want to get some, some revenge. We want to try to, just play with some determination and try to play a more disciplined kind of hockey game, and if we can do that, I think the best team will win.
You talked about the special teams issues the last time you played. How do you amend that? How do you amend the issues on the PK or the power play? What do you do with these young guys to really get turned?
Well, we watched some film. We made some adjustments in terms of, how good they are on special teams. And, right now it's at the point where we got to go out there and just execute. Hopefully tonight we can limit their power play opportunities, stay out of the box, play a good, team, hard, fast kind of hockey game. And if we do, go on the penalty kill, simply put, we just have to execute. We got to do our jobs, and we got to keep them off the scoreboard. And, one of the facets and aspects of our team game tonight is to try to win the special teams aspect of the game.
Coach, let me ask you the same question I gave. We asked why play for the New Hampshire Junior Monarchs, the USPHL umbrella. This is Islanders Hockey Club brand.
Yeah.
Huge name.
You know what? I think the USPHL, top to bottom, is doing a tremendous job in terms of helping, junior hockey players reach their collegiate dreams, whatever it may be. Is it ACHA, Division III, Division I? Right here tonight, you're having 2 of the, more established, prestigious, first-class hockey programs that we have in the USPHL, in the New Hampshire Junior Monarchs, and obviously the Islander, Hockey Club going at it. So I think from a hockey player standpoint, if you can play, from one of these teams or any of the teams in the USPHL, and you just work hard and you set some goals, you're going to get some opportunities to, advance into the collegiate ranks.
Coach, goal at the end of the year for the team. Final question. Where do you want this team to end?
That's a great question. Last year we had a season where, we won 40 out of 44 hockey games. We really weren't tested. We had a hard time once the playoffs came to, really deal with the adversity. I stepped back this offseason and kind of analyzed that, and, I'm at the point where this year I want to be tested. I want to go through the battles. If we lose, how many number of games, it's okay. As long as we're ready to go in the spring when the playoffs start, that's what matters the most. So hopefully we can continue to get better, each and every week here, and hopefully we can hit our stride and peak when it matters most, which is, at the end of the year.
Great job. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach, big event today, the home opener. You got hundreds of folks coming out to see the game. How do you keep the team's head down on a nice level? How do you keep them in the game throughout this one?
Sure. I think They're focused. We haven't played at home. We've had a nice stretch of being on the road. I think that builds some chemistry, and it certainly helps our culture. With that said, it's obviously a distraction to come home into this environment for their first time, but I think part of the growing process for the players is for them to go through this type of environment and come out on the other side of it the right way, and feeling good about their game based on having to overcome some of the adversity and the distractions that are happening here today. But they're excited. They're back in their own building. They get to play in front of their fans for the first time, so I think it's going to be a great event.
Set the scene for us. What's going to be going on here with your home opener?
I think it's going to be a big crowd. Sold a bunch of tickets prior to showing up here today. A lot of activities for our youth program. That's a really important piece to us, tying our mites, squirts, peewees, bantams right all the way through, a little bit closer to the junior program. Those guys will have this place, going bananas. They've got a bounce house going, a mechanical bull. Amaskeg Beverage has stepped up and did a great job to put on an event that we're proud of and certainly happy to have here.
Now, talk about the game plan on the ice. Playing Islanders Hockey Club.
Yeah.
Great organization.
Super.
USPHL playing.
Yeah.
What's the attack today? How do you attack?
It's hard to say. They're red hot as well, and they're playing really good hockey. Certainly a very well coached team, and Timmy K. And we're just gonna, try to go out there and play at a fast pace with a good tempo, and try to press their D, get pucks in deep, keep the game simple until we can establish, the tempo and the flow of the game. Really excited to see how some of our guys respond. We've got a unique lineup this year. Some younger guys that are up and coming players that are going to be, big time guys in a year or so, and then we've got some veteran guys that have kind of been through this and been in these opening night type environments here at home. I really want to see who shows up, and those are going to be your hockey players down the road, so it's going to be exciting.
10-0 on the road, correct? How do you win at home? It's different if you play at home. You get so used to playing hostile environments, different ice. What's the difference playing at home?
It's a great question because this feels like an away game. We were laughing about it this week at practice. Just because we haven't been here, it's the first time that a lot of these guys have seen, our arena and the fans that come out. We're in a unique environment here in New Hampshire. Fans in the local community really get behind the team. That's a little bit different in the landscape of the Northeast. So to be a junior hockey team that draws and has big crowds, some of these guys are going to be playing, for the first time in this type of environment. So, it's, like I said, we're kind of probably going to grip it a little tight until they can figure it out, but we'll make the most of it and try to entertain the crowd.
Final question, and I'll let you get down to the ice.
Sure.
What would you tell a player, looking to go to the next level, looking to play junior hockey, why should they come out here and play for your team?
Well, I think we're focused on the process, right? I think we do one of the best jobs in the total culture in the off ice, right down to our classroom sessions, video breakdown and analysis. We're very well connected when it comes to the college world. Obviously, we're one of the leading teams in the country every year in college placements, and I think that players that want to take hockey seriously and go to the next level can kind of sift through what else is out there and understand that we're very passionate. We do our job very well because we've earned that and we've been tried and tested, and this is the place that you want to be, and there's a lot of other good programs out there as well, and we're playing one of those guys tonight.
Thank you, Coach.
You got it. Thank you.
Folks, we are live here. We just had some wonderful dancing exhibited after a big-time win from the New Hampshire Junior Monarchs. These gentlemen are now 11-0, cannot be beaten, unbeaten. Gentlemen, I want everyone to point towards the man that's wearing a hat tonight. Who is the player of the game here today? Who's the man wearing that hard hat? Wearing that America hard hat here, sir. Introduce yourselves to the folks at home who do not know yet. Who is the man today?
Ethan Homitz.
Ethan Homitz. Sir, I saw a little putback goal there, a little battle to drive one home. Talk about those two scores today.
It was 3 scores.
Oh, no. Guys, very seldom am I wrong. 5 out of 6 times am I wrong. This time I'm wrong. Sir, if I had a hat, I'd throw it. This gentleman right here, he's got to throw his hat for me.
Gotta.
Throw the hat. Threw the hat. He threw the hat. Sir, talk about the hattie you put up today. Talk about it. Talk me through it.
I just went hard to the net and buried some backdoor goals, grinded out some goals and did it for the boys.
Did it for the boys. Now talk about it. You know, a hat trick, a lot of people want to talk about the individual put a hat trick up. Talk about the team effort in a 7-5 win. This is an offensive battle. You guys put the defense together at the end of it, held them scoreless there through the last few minutes. Talk about the team effort tonight.
It takes 25 guys to win a game, and we came out here and we did it in front of our home crowd, so it was nice.
Did it in front of the home crowd. Let's talk about this home crowd. 10 games in a row on the road. 10 games on the road. Road Warriors, they win all of them. What's it like finally coming home and having to play on this home ice in front of this type of atmosphere?
Well, it felt great. It was electric. You could just feel the atmosphere out there.
Goal for the Monarchs this year. What do you guys got to do to be successful?
We just got to do all the little things. We just got to keep working. Even when we're up, we just got to keep grinding it out, battling every point.
This man put up a hat trick today. I incorrectly said he scored 2 goals. I'll take the credit for that. I'm not afraid to say when I'm wrong. Lucas, I'm wrong a lot. Gentlemen, what's the goal at the end of the year here? What's the goal? Undefeated championship. They want to bring a title home. They want to collect cups. We're looking for cups here in New Hampshire. If you haven't watched this product yet, turn on Hockey TV or get out here and watch it. New Hampshire Junior Monarchs hockey. It's big here. Hockey's big here. Come out and watch it. 11-0. Gentlemen, congrats on another big win. Oh, yeah!
Hey, USPHL fans. We are in studio. Dan K here. And, we went out and we talked about the New Hampshire Junior Monarchs a lot this week because we visited the home opener. So we figured what we do, let's spread the love here. We're going to go around the Premier Division and talk a little bit about each standings update and some of the best games from the past weekend while we were in New Hampshire that we may have missed or you might have missed at home. Let's check out the standings. In the Premier Florida, the Palm Beach Hawks lead the way 8-3-2 with 18 points overall, close behind the Florida Eels. Following them, the Tampa Bay Juniors, and next, the Florida Junior Blades and Daytona Racers. Let's look at the board here from this week, and the guy I want to look at from the Palm Beach Hawks is Brandon Tracy. He's got 4 power play goals this year, 14 goals, 17 assists. Those 31 points are good enough for second in the Premier level. He's having a great season thus far, and alongside him, Tommy Rogers, 6 goals, 19 assists, 25 points. Let's talk about these two because I'm calling them the Quebec connection. These two, the Canadiens, as they say, are out there scoring in bunches. You know, there is no Brandon Tracy without Tommy Roger. Roger that, he says. Brandon Tracy says, I want to score goals. And he says, I'm going to throw you a tracer of a pass. Roger that. I love these two guys, Tommy Roger, Brandon Tracy. 2 guys to keep an eye on going forward here. Next, the Florida Eels, you had Nikita Lopatin of Moscow, Russia here. We've got an international flair in this Premier Florida division. This is a 13-14-27 split guy. He had 4 goals in a win over the Florida Junior Blades this weekend. Big win for his squad, the Florida Eels, a big-time Florida battle. Next in the group there, when we're closing out the Florida group, the Tampa Bay Juniors able to split with the Palm Beach Hawks in first place. Those juniors are on the run. Watch out for the Tampa Bay Juniors going forward. Moving on to the Premier Mid-Atlantic, you've got the Jersey Hitmen leading the way at 13-2-0. That's 26 points. Close behind them, those Jersey Rockets. It's a Jersey battle right now in the Premier Mid-Atlantic. But let's talk about a real battle, a 9-8 battle. This is the Dan K Show game of the week at any level. 9-8, the Hartford Junior Wolfpack with a big-time upset victory over the third-place New York Aviators in OT. There were 3 hat tricks in this game. A young man from the New York Aviators, Zach Ruley from Chicago, Illinois, put up 5 goals. He's got 10 on the year. You had 2 hat tricks from Hartford, both Lena Muradov of Russia and Tyler Payne of West Haven, Connecticut. Again, a Russian-born player here. You're keeping with the international flair in the Premier. Great to see players from all over the world dominating in the Premier. Finally, closing it out here in the Mid-Atlantic, the Jersey Rockets sweep the Jersey Shore Whalers. Another Jersey battle, this one going the Rockets' way. Watch out, Jersey Hitmen, close behind you are those Rockets. They're shooting up in the division, looking to bring themselves to the top of the standings sooner rather than later. Closing it out for me before I send it back to Lucas in his portion of the studio, the Premier Midwest East. Easy for me to say. The Midwest East, the Eastern Division in the Midwest. The Chicago Cougars leading the way with 18 points, followed by the Detroit Fighting Irish and Dan Vasquez, the Motor City Hawks and Jason McCrimmon, the Kalkaska Rhinos and Christoph Oliwa, following up them closely behind the Decatur Blaze and Tri-City Ice Hawks. let's talk about these Cougars. This is a squad that comes into the weekend, they're about to take on, they're 8-2 going into Wisconsin to take on those River Kings and Marty Quarters. First place battle between the Midwest West of the Premier, Midwest East. Cougars take home a big time 4-1 victory. They're showing themselves as possibly the best team in the Premier. I mean, right now head to head, gotta call the Cougars the best team in the Midwest. Chicago Cougars, Brad Stofers, this is a team to be reckoned with. And the Premier has been a division and a level of the USPHL to be reckoned with all year long. Watch Lucas as he takes you through the rest of it.
Thanks, Dan. Let's head over to the Midwest West. We've got the River Kings at 10-3-0 with 20 points, and just behind them, Minnesota Blue Ox at 9-1-1 with 19 points. Minnesota Moose 9-3-0 with 18 points. Just behind them, the Ironwood Youpers at 8-6-0 with 16 points. They had a big weekend picking up 2 wins against the Ducks. And rounding out that division is the Minnesota Mullets at 5-6-0 with 10 points. Moving to the Premier North, we've got the Syracuse Stars at 12-4-1 with 25 points. Just behind them, the New Hampshire Junior Monarchs, who you just finished watching, took a win from IHC to stay undefeated at 11-0 with 22 points. Watch out for them. See who's going to deal them their first loss if they get any at all this season. The Northern Cyclones at 9-4-1 with 19 points, but just ahead of them, the South Shore Kings moving into third place over the weekend at 10-2-0 with 20 points. That division is going to be a battle going late into the season. And finally, we've got the Southeast Division. Carolina Eagles at 12-2-0 with 24 points. Charlotte Rush 11-1-2 also with 24 points. Guys, we got a battle for first place in the Southeast Division. I'm excited to be watching that. We'll see how that one kind of works itself out as we move forward into the halfway point of this USPHL season. But just behind them are the Hampton Roads Whalers at 11-1-0 with 22 points. Hampton Roads playing Carolina this weekend. They got 2 games against each other. Could be a first place swing. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. That's definitely going to be a Dan K Show series of the week to watch. And we've got a skating leader and we've got a goaltending leader. Both are from the divisions that I just mentioned. Our skating leader in the Premier is Caleb Griffin of the Ironwood Youpers. He put up 8 points this weekend. He's at 18 goals, 15 assists, 33 points on the season so far. Nice job, Caleb. And our goaltending leader is Carl Zada. He's got 3 wins, 113 shots. He saved 109 of those shots, only given up 4 goals so far this season. Gives him a .965 save percentage down there for the Carolina Eagles. Will he be a factor this weekend or not? That much remains to be seen. Let's shoot it over to our post-game wrap-up from the New Hampshire Junior Monarchs home opener.
Lucas, time to break down what was an epic performance by both sides. You saw a New Hampshire Junior Monarchs team, they fall behind early in a big-time home opener. You got a raucous crowd, a couple thousand people here tonight. You got traffic right now leaving this place after this one. And, you look at it, they come out, they have a lot of expectation, 10-0, fall behind 1-0 early, fight back, take a 2-1 lead going into the second period. And that second period, melee ensues. Winds up 5-5 heading into the third. Talk me through this game, the back and forth, just how exciting was this one?
It was great to watch. Let's break it down by period, because I think this game deserves that. You're talking first period. Both teams a little unsure of what's going on. They still have to figure out exactly what's going on with each other's strategy here. Like you said, IHC jumped out to a lead. Monarchs responded. Then let's go to the second period. You have such a physical game of hockey going on in the second period. It's kind of a knockdown, drag-out second period. One of the best periods of hockey I think we've seen so far this season. You got 2 teams like a chess match going back and forth, sending the puck down the ice, trying to get line changes, mixing and matching, trying to figure it out. Then you move to that all-important third period, Dan. And what we saw in the third period was, I think, the highlight of this game so far. What you saw was 2 teams coming out all tied up, trying to figure out what was going on, trying to crack the code. When you come out tied up in the third period, it might as well be 0-0 at that point. So what you've got is you've got the Monarchs going up and down the ice. You've got IHC trying to go side to side of the Monarchs, trying to find some space. Some of the prettiest stick handling that I've seen so far this season has come in the third period of this game. And I think what that's a testament to is both clubs putting in the time, putting in the prep work, coming up with not just the individual efforts in practice, but really focusing on team strategies in practice. I think that's the difference maker, why this game was so incredible to watch. You have two teams who are really focused on what they're doing as a line, as a club. The whole product tonight was just phenomenal.
Phenomenal, tremendous. Cannot find enough adjectives to describe this one. I'll tell you what, both teams, what you got to give them when you get to junior hockey, right? You get to this level. What you're looking for is skill. You're looking for skill. You're looking for development. You're looking for puck movement. You're looking for speed. You're looking for skating ability, and you got all of it tonight. You didn't have a game where one side skating all over, the other side just trying to kind of make it dirty, muck it up, try to cover the passing lanes, block shots. This was two sides who did everything. They blocked the shots they had to. They made the passes they had to. They scored the goals they needed to. They got rebound chances. Goaltenders put themselves in the right position. 7-5 game, it's not often you can say goaltenders played well. Both goaltenders played well. You know, you saw a change in net for IHC. It wasn't against the goaltenders. A lot of chances tonight. Both teams. A lot of open ice, a lot of movement, a lot of fast-paced hockey play. I give this game a 10 out of 5. That's how good I think this was. I almost gave it a 10 out of 10. I'll give it a 10 out of 5. These two teams, Lucas, just so fun to watch. You know, going forward here, what do you think the chances are we see these two play again when we get to the postseason?
I think the chances are very good. You know, if there's one thing that will get you to the postseason, almost every time it's defense. And I know it's tough to talk about defense in a game that was 7-5, but really, you talk about that second period, you had IHC guys literally throwing themselves down blocking pucks. You had guys on the Monarchs in the third period getting into passing lanes, putting their sticks down, trying to figure it out. Even in the first period, we went down and we saw guys really hitting, really throwing their bodies around, down on the ice, into the boards, chasing pucks all the way down, trying to stop icing. There was not a moment to be wasted on the ice in this game. I think both teams knew that. Both teams knew coming in they were not going to be able to kind of rest back on their skates for any second of today's game. And I think the 7-5 game was a great example of offense, but also what great defenses can do when they've shown that what's going on is not necessarily working and they have to change the game plan.
Lucas, let's change the game plan on this post-game report right now, because let's look at the most important thing that's happening behind us. Right now, you play a game like this, you put everything you have into it, you get out here on a Friday night. Bunch of young guys on a Friday night, and what are they doing after this win? They're skating with some of the young future stars of hockey, some of the kids from around the area, skating, talking, getting to know the youth of the New Hampshire Monarchs local area. This organization, I got to tell you, we've gotten to meet Ryan Frew and Sonia Desmond of the Billet parents. We've gotten to meet the folks behind the scenes with this organization, with this rink itself. Top to bottom, class. Grade A, great organization. I'm excited to see what comes out of this New Hampshire Junior Monarchs organization going forward. Things like this, the focus on community, family, and development. They're developing great players, more importantly, great people, Lucas. And I mean, overall, I've had a great time. I know Lucas, I'll speak for you. I feel confident speaking for you. He's had a great time as well, but I'll let you close out the post-game show here for us.
Well, I think the one thing that strikes me is you know, all season and a lot of last year we talk about, you know, cradle to college. And we talk about organizations in the USPHL who want to develop not just players, but good people. And I think the Monarchs are one of the shining examples of that in this league, and we have so many great examples of that. But being here and seeing what they've done, like you said, giving everything and then still having some left to come out and skate with the next generation of Monarchs really shows you what the Monarchs organization and the USPHL model is all about as a whole. It's not just the game. It's not just getting to college. It's also paving the way for the next group of guys that's coming in. And after watching tonight, definitely feel confident about the future of the Monarchs organization.
Confident about it all. Thank you, Monarchs, for having us out. Thank you, folks, for watching, and thank you to the hundreds and hundreds of fans that came out to watch, support both the game and ourselves. We made a lot of friends here in New Hampshire, and we're excited to come back again. 11-0, New Hampshire Junior Monarchs. They continue to win 7-4-1. These Islanders Hockey Club squad, they're not going to go away. Timmy K, Coach Timmy K, is going to go get himself some wins when he gets a chance. Dan K, Team K, we get each other. We understand each other. It's going to be fun to watch. USPHL hockey, make sure you're keeping on watching. Easy for me to say. Dan K, Lucas Jones, we're going to go warm up and get ready for some more hockey
wherever we're going next in this world.